Hey Central, and welcome to another 555. Today we're about 2 weeks or so into it, so if you've been consistent with us these past couple weeks, great job. Keep going with it, keep at it, or maybe you're jumping in kind of brand new and maybe today or the last few days or so. Thank you for being here, and keep with these as we go through these for the next week or so. So I have a quick little passage from Luke chapter 18 that I wanted to look at, and it's this really cool passage about prayer. And I'm just going to read the first verse of this to kind of set this up. It says in Luke chapter 18, verse 1, it says, "One day, Jesus told his disciples a story to show that they should always pray and never give up." The parable that Jesus goes into is called the persistent widow. And I think an aspect about prayer that we tend to not think about very often, we think about the faith of prayer, we think about the way we pray, the words, the structures, the models we use for prayer, but we don't tend to think about persistence when it comes to prayer. That as we pray, and then we pray again, and then we pray again, and then we pray even again, and then again and again. I think there's a couple things that happens when we end up implementing persistence in our prayer. First is I think we see God work in our lives and other people's lives in a really powerful way and a really evident way. That as we keep praying and as we keep praying and we keep praying, it's evident that God will work and God will move in that situation, whether it's that breakthrough you're praying for, maybe it's for the salvation of a friend or a loved one, or maybe for someone to come to church for the first time that you've been inviting, whatever it might be, that as we keep praying, we see God work and move in powerful ways. And then the second thing I think tends to happen is that as we talk with God and we keep talking with God and we keep talking with God, as we keep reading His Word, we get closer to God. It's kind of like that old sort of idea that you can't build a friendship with someone unless you talk to them. Talking and communicating with someone is how you build a relationship with somebody. And as we pray and as we keep praying and we keep praying and we keep praying, it builds our connection with God because you are as close to God as you want to be. As close as you cultivate being close to God, God will give you as much of Himself as you desire to have of Him. And as you pray and you keep praying and you keep getting close to God, God will give you more and more and more of Himself, and you can have as much of God, you can be as close to God as you want to be. So challenge for you today is go through and read through this parable in Luke chapter 18, verses 1 through 8, and take note of the different descriptions of the different people and things going on in this parable. So take a time today to read Luke chapter 18, verse 1 through 8, and God bless you today, and we'll see you tomorrow.